In this video, I'll be talking about object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is covered in the 9618 syllabus. I will only cover what's covered in that syllabus and I won't go into too much detail. So first, you need to know why we use object-oriented programming. So we have data types that we use in our normal programming like integer, string, float, and character. These are data types that we use normally in our normal programming. But then we have user-defined data types. So user-defined data types are data types that we define ourselves. For example, if I want a record of student that has name of the student, age, and marks. So now here I'll have a string, here I'll have integer, and here I'll have float. So I have these three different data types, but I want it to be in one single box. So I will make a data type of my own and I will name it students. So the data type that we make, it's called a class. So this basically is a record of students that holds name, age, marks. So I will make a class of students, and then in that class I'll have name, I'll have age, and I'll have the marks. So now this student's data type is defined by me, by the user, and it holds attributes. So these characteristics of this class are called attributes. And then further, the class has methods, which we'll discuss later. So let's start by making a class. So the syntax of making a class is you write class and then the name of the class. Then you define the class by define, then two underscores, then init, which means initialize, then brackets, and you write self. So this basically can be called the constructor of the class. So now we'll take the values, the attributes, and it's taken as self dot name, self dot age, self dot marks. So these three are the attributes. What does self mean? Self means that the attribute of this class. So like just it's a keyword that shows that the name, age, marks belongs to this class. Now we'll take parameters. Why we take parameters, I'll explain later. We can take name and let's add a p, age. Let's assume p is for parameter and then marks p. And then we assign the value of name to name p. We assign the value of age to age p. And then we assign the value of marks to marks p. So now this basically is my student class with name, age, and marks. Now I can make objects of this class. So for example, S1 student, let's take Ali, age is 16 and marks, let's take 80.93. So now S1 is of data type student. So S1 stores this student data type and it has these attributes. So now these attributes are equivalent to what I took over here. So name, age, and marks. So that is why we take parameters, so we can assign values to these variables. So now S1 stores student name, student age, and student marks. Now if I want to print the name of the student, what I'll do is S1 dot name, and when I'll run it, it will print Ali. Now if I want to print S1 dot marks, it will print Ali and 80.93. And if I want to print age, I will do S1 dot age, and it will print the age. So this is how you can access the attributes of objects. So this is the basically the basics of object-oriented programming. Then we have methods. So for methods, this was basically our constructor method. We can call it a type of method. Then we have getters and setters. So basically over here, first let's start with getters. Over here, I'm doing s1 dot name. Now, when we go into detail in object-oriented programming, we shouldn't access these things directly. So for that, we need to have getters. So for example, I will define get name. This here means that it will get the name. And in our parameter, in all of the methods that we are defining inside our class, our parameter will always have self. So this will return self dot name. Now for the getter of age, I will write get age, and this will return self dot age. For the getter of marks, this will return self dot marks. So this is the syntax of getters. It's mostly just two lines where you write define, then you write the name of the getter. It can be any name, but get name, get age, get marks are more accurate. And then you take self as the parameter, and then you return the correct value, the correct attribute. So now here, instead of doing name, I can do get name, and it will still return the name. Here I'll do get marks, and here I'll do get age. So it returns the same thing, and it's better to use getters. In the 9618 paper 4, the question demands you to write getters and setters. So moving on to setters. So from the name, you can tell that getter means getting the value and setter means setting the value. So now if I have Ali 16 and 80.93, I want to change the age to 17. For that, I can do it directly here, but that's not very efficient. So what I'll do is I'll make a setter, set age. So in all of the parameters, we will take self, but here I'll take a parameter new age as well. And then I'll assign the value of age to new age. So let's try it here. Print before setting, and then we'll print s1 dot get age, and then let's print after setting, and then we'll do s1 dot set age, and because we've taken a parameter new age here, so we need to add new age here, 17, and then we'll print s1 dot get age. So here before setting we have 16 and after setting we have 17. We can make setters of all the attributes. Define set name, new name, and then self dot name is equals to new name. And then for define set marks, we'll take self and new marks, and then we'll assign self dot marks to new marks. Okay, so this here S1 is an object of class student. We can make another object S2 student. Let's take name Aisha. Age is 23 and marks are 90. And then let's take S3 student John. Marks are 60. Sorry, age is 21 and marks are 60. So now these are also objects of class student. And here, if I print student1 and I print s1 dot get name, and then I print student2, and then I print s2 dot get name, this will return me the name of student1, and here it'll return the name of student2. So here you can see student1 is Ali and student2 is Aisha. So this is how we make a class and how we make a constructor and getters and setters. I will talk about writing methods in the next video.